Who Am I? Episode 8, A Journey Between Two Worlds. Welcome back to my autobiography series, Who Am I? Before I begin this chapter, I would like to share one personal thought. This part of my life was one of the most difficult journeys I have ever experienced. Even today, remembering those years is not easy. To a listener, my story may sound like a series of simple events, but living those events was very different. A story that takes only a few minutes to tell may have taken many years to live. Every person carries a different weight in life. One person's burden cannot be measured by another person's shoulders. Only the person who lived the journey truly knows how heavy it was. I am not sharing this story to ask for sympathy or to judge anyone. I simply want to share my journey as truthfully as I experienced it. My hope is that my children, my grandchildren, and anyone who listens will understand that behind every person's story is a journey that cannot always be seen. Now let us continue with Chapter 8. In Episode 7, I shared my journey in education, how God unexpectedly led me from the Navy into helping establish Unity, Royal, and Queens College. For many years, I believed education would be my life's work. I never imagined another unexpected chapter was about to begin. Life does not always change in one dramatic moment. Sometimes it changes quietly, little by little, until one day you realize your path has taken a completely different direction. Years earlier, my family and I had applied for the Diversity Visa Lottery. At the time, I never imagined we would actually leave Ethiopia. I applied because I believed that if God opened a door for my children, I should not ignore the opportunity. When the notification finally arrived, it was almost missed because the letter had been misplaced before it was eventually found. Even then, I was uncertain. Leaving Ethiopia had never been my dream. My life, my work, my friends, and my future all seemed to be there. My wife encouraged me to continue the immigration process. Together we prayed. Together we discussed our future. After much thought, we decided to move forward. In 2005, our family arrived in the United States. Everything around us was new and unfamiliar. Before our arrival, relatives from my former wife's family connected with a Protestant church, where a kind man named Mr. Tito agreed to help us. Although we had never met him before, he welcomed us with generosity. He arranged temporary housing with Ms. Hiwa before we later moved into emergency housing. His kindness reminded me that even in unfamiliar places, God often provides people who are willing to help. Like many immigrants, I quickly discovered that starting over requires humility. In Ethiopia, I had spent many years helping build educational institutions. In America, I had to begin again. But even though I was living in America, my responsibilities in Ethiopia had not ended. Queens College was still part of my life. I loved Queens College and believed deeply in its mission, its students, and its future. I was determined to protect what so many people had worked hard to build. For nearly 10 years, I traveled back and forth between the United States and Ethiopia, doing everything I could to save the college. Those years demanded enormous sacrifices. I invested my savings and sold my personal property to keep the institution alive. Whenever another problem appeared, I tried to solve it instead of walking away. Unfortunately, the challenges continued. Sabotage, corruption, and many other obstacles made it increasingly difficult to keep the institution moving forward. Even after years of effort, the burden continued to grow. Eventually, I reached a point where I had exhausted every possible option. Transferring Queens College was never my dream. It was my last remaining choice. I did not transfer it because I wanted to leave. I transferred it because I had done everything within my power to preserve it, and I could no longer continue. That decision remains one of the most painful decisions of my professional life. While I was carrying these responsibilities, my parents in Ethiopia were also facing heartbreaking challenges. Because of the country's ethnic and political conflicts, my parents lost their property and were displaced from the place they had called home. Watching that happen from thousands of miles away was deeply painful. My brother called me many times asking for financial help. I wanted to do more, but I was also supporting my own family in America and trying to keep Queens College alive. I sent whatever I could, but it never felt like enough. Then came one of the greatest losses of my life. My father passed away. His death was more than the loss of a parent. It was the loss of a man whose strength, wisdom, and example had shaped my life from childhood. I have often wondered how much disappointment and hardship he carried during those difficult years. At the same time, another source of pain was growing within my own family. My relationship with my two older sons became increasingly distant. As a father, that pain is difficult to describe. I loved all of my children, yet circumstances, distance, and life's complications created wounds that I have never stopped hoping would one day heal. When I look back now, I realize I was trying to carry responsibilities that no one person could easily carry. A family in America, a college I refused to abandon, parents in crisis, financial pressures, and the emotional weight of watching so many things change at the same time. Eventually, the burden became overwhelming. I lost my joy, my concentration became poor, my memory became clouded, and I no longer felt like myself. Even simple things such as enjoying a meal or relaxing with my family became difficult. Looking back today, I recognize that I was emotionally exhausted. My wife noticed what was happening long before I fully understood it myself. She lovingly encouraged me to go to the YMCA and exercise regularly. Day after day, I spent hours there, slowly rebuilding not only my physical health, but also my emotional strength. She also reached out to her brother-in-law, a psychologist living in London, named Sifa Michael. He regularly spoke with me by phone, offering encouragement, practical advice, and hope during one of the darkest periods of my life. Little by little, I began to recover. One night, after many difficult years, I slept peacefully. In my dream, I cried with joy. When I woke up, something inside me had begun to change. From that point forward, my mind gradually became clearer. Slowly, my energy and hope returned. Then something unexpected happened. Memories from my childhood began returning with remarkable clarity. People, places, conversations, and lessons that I had not remembered for decades suddenly became clear again. It felt as though God had gently opened a door inside my memory. Those memories became the beginning of this autobiography. I realized that if I did not write my story, many of these experiences would disappear with me. I wanted my children, my grandchildren, and future generations to know where they came from, what our family endured, and the values that shaped my life. This autobiography is not about proving that I was perfect. It is about leaving behind an honest record of one man's journey through faith, hardship, sacrifice, hope, and love. Looking back today, I understand something important. Sometimes God allows us to walk through seasons we never would have chosen ourselves. Yet even in those seasons, He is quietly preparing us for a new beginning. America became more than a new country. It became the place where my life slowly began again. Music that belongs to this chapter. This chapter is more than a story from my past. It is also the foundation of much of the music I later created through CBOW Entertainment. These songs were born from real experiences, real struggles, real faith, real hope, and the healing that followed. Together, they continue telling this journey through music. If you would like to experience the emotions behind this chapter, I invite you to listen to these songs after watching this episode. Washington, you opened the door. Gratitude for the opportunity to begin a new life. Seattle, you became our home. A tribute to the city where our family rebuilt our lives. Love that never fades. Enduring love through life's changing seasons. If heaven opens, faith, hope, and trusting God's guidance. The sound of hearts. A reminder that every heart carries a story that cannot always be seen. Seattle, where our story began. A celebration of new beginnings in America. Far from home, leaving my homeland while carrying memories, hope, and dreams for my family's future. I was never alone. A reminder that God's presence, the kindness of others, and the love of family carried me through my darkest seasons. Open hands, learning to let go, trusting God's plan, and accepting new beginnings. The hand I trusted. Gratitude for the people whose encouragement and support helped me continue through some of the most difficult years of my life. The links to these songs are included with this episode. Together, this autobiography and these songs tell one true journey through words, music, faith, hardship, perseverance, healing, hope, and love. Thank you for watching. May God bless you, your family, and your future. In the next episode, I will share how I continued rebuilding my life in America, the jobs I worked, the lessons I learned, and how those experiences eventually helped prepare me for the dream that would become CBOW Entertainment. Thank you, and I'll see you in episode 9.